44,000 the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Remember when the Israelite woman went to Italy. That's sort of an inside joke. Italians can be Israelites too. So here is a video, Captain Zarak TV, Italian man pleads. He said Italian man. Italian man meaning he could be anything. You know, Italy is a big place. Rome was a metropolis. So you had all kind of, anytime you make a movie on the Messiah, on ancient Rome 2,000 years ago, you had different people in the Roman Empire that came to the capital, which was Rome, right? And eventually you had even Israelites have high seats in government and even became emperors or Caesars. Esau's seat of power was from approximately 65 BCE to 95 AD. Anno Domini BCE, before the Common Era, BC before Christ. And a lot of Israelites don't know that Jake took over the whole Roman Empire before Constantine the Great, before 325 AD. Even Esau, even if you go to the chat, you go to Google, you type in Black Caesars. They'll mention Septimius Severus. They'll mention Caracalla. They'll mention Commodus. They'll mention Pessinus Niger, because they came out of Africa. Because remember, we had control over Africa before the Messiah came on the scene. The Punic Wars was against Israelites. Rome trying to take down the city of Carthage, which were Israelites. Hannibal Barca. Barca is Hebrew for, depending on how you pronounce it, it either means blessed or lightning. Okay, depending on how you pronounce it or how you spell it. So this, I just put this on, right? It says Italian man pleads with Captain Tazariak to be accepted, sent to Genesis for salvation instead, meaning Genesis Israelites. Now I'm kind of surprised at you, Captain Tazariak. You mean to tell me you don't know if this guy is an Israelite? You don't know if this guy's an Israelite. Remember the Moors, took over certain parts of Italy, mainly the southern part of Italy. You go down to Naples, and and my dental hygienist, she is a woman. She's darker than you. She's darker than you, about damn near Gabar's complexion. And she swears she's white, but she's from Naples. And then you go further south, you got Sicily. You got those islands off of the so-called boot. That whole southern region. You had Sardinia, which if you look up go to Google and put in which is an island off of the boot of Italy. The official flag for Sardinia to this day, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know about this day, but I know they had the flag there. I don't think they changed it. The flag has a 4. It could be the same man, but it's a Moors. 4. It's 4 Moors on the flag. Moors. You can clearly see that they were black. So there was a lot of those people from Southern Italian was your complexion and darker because of the Moors and the Israelites. And maybe other nations too that mixed. So there was a lot of mixing going on, just like there is now. So this man calls in, and I hope he watched the video. He could be an Israelite, because when I heard his voice, the tone of his voice, I said he sounded like an Israel, Jake. So he's kind of fucked up about it, and he don't know what to do. But look, brother, if the Spirit's really on you, you could be a Jake. I'll say I could talk to you for a couple minutes and say this guy got to be a Jake. And we met Bill Murray years ago. Bill Murray is a Jake. That dude was down to earth like a motherfucker, man. He had no bodyguards with him. He went. That's when they had the Wiz on 86th Street, and people kissing his ass. And he was just a regular dude. He had no bodyguards and no. He had an Ephraimite chick with him. and he had a car that looked like a undercover police car, and he stopped. We was talking, you know. Hey, so anyway, hey, if Bill Murray could be a Jake, this guy could be a Jake. So let's listen.
Quick questions for you, man. My whole thing is, let's start as far as on the one end.
Now his voice tone, I said, well, that's a Jake. Just on the tone, you know? And his spirit is his spirit. He's a so-called Christian. He's I believe he's really trying. He's a true blue so-called Christian. So he's leaning toward the Israelite thing. Because he kind of says, these Israelites are kind of right. You can hear it in his voice. And I'm pretty sure other diligent men from GMS is going to do videos on this. Because, one thing about the ISUBK, if you, Jake, come up to the camp and they say, well, what's your nationality? And you say, well, I'm born here, but my parents are Nigerian. Well, you a damn Hamite. I've been around many, Mr. Johnson. Many Nigerians and Ghanaians. Them are Negroes, man. Them ain't nothing but shit-talking Negroes. And they got accents, but the kids act just like Jake. Okay? So you can't just see a man and say, I'm born in Africa. Oh, you a Hamite. No, it doesn't work that way, man. You guys got to get a little bit deeper. So I'm going to let it play.
So I'm a Christian, right? And the way I understand what I've seen you debate and I've seen you talk, and I got a lot of respect for you, Pat, for real. And I almost feel if I went by your ideology that I'm not going to be saved. I'm going to be walking around my entire life.
What's your ethnicity?
And never. I'm Italian. I'm a Christian. I'm Italian.
Okay, I'm glad.
So what
glad
comes
you
in
did
this
that
mind?
first.
We're gonna find out in a minute. Oh, this guy's an Edomite. No, you can't say that, man. You can't say that. And you mentioned a precept. What you mention? You mentioned Jeremiah 16. Our fathers have inherited lies. That's talking about Israelites. Our fathers have inherited lies. Matter of fact, I'll go to that and read it.
You're the first white man I've ever spoken to.
You're the first white
man
I've ever spoke to.
How do you know he's a white man? First of all, you ain't seen a picture of him. Well, that's number two. Number one, his voice tone sound like a Jake. He sound like that's a Jake on the phone. Y'all guys got to get a little bit more spiritual deep, man.
When I asked what's your ethnicity,
and the first thing you said was Christian. But you say you're an Italian white man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And your farmer.
You probably look
and your
like a white man. You gonna have it. Hold up, wait a minute. If you're going by that, then Katazak looked like an Italian. He can pass for an Italian. He can pass for a so-called Jew. He can go anywhere among white people. He can go to the KKK meeting. But as soon as the minute Captain Katazak opened up his mouth, he said, "That's Jake. That's Jake." Don't give me a commercial now. Not at this time. Don't give me no commercial.
Father's Italian.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the Music app all together.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. In Jeremiah.
What I would have told him, I would have said, well, you got Israelites scattered. Remember, Israelites are literally scattered all over the planet Earth. They're going to look like everybody. This is the right time to bring out Revelation 7 verse 9. When the angel said, who are these people here? In white, with palms in their hand. John the apostle said, I don't know, you can tell us, something to that effect. I'm not going to it. He said, these are the Israelites. He didn't say that. He said, these are the saints that came out of great tribulation. And the reason why John said that, because they didn't look like Israelites. They looked like other nations, because they were mixed.
I think Jeremiah 16
and 19 it says, your fathers inherited.
So now let's go to that. Let's go to that. Because the 7 taught that wrong. Give me a second. So we're gonna go to it. I'm like, gotta be like Sharp Eye Washington, steady on the case. Okay, Jeremiah 16 and 11, did he say? Jeremiah, that used to be pulled out a lot in 11. Okay, is that it? Shalt thou said, because of the fathers have spoken and walking. Okay, surely our fathers have. Let me do this. Inherited. I'm sorry. Let me do it this way. Okay, that's 19. He did mention 19. My bad. My bad. I don't know why I went to 11. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of afflictions, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. Those Gentiles are Israelites in the Gentile state of mind, the scattered. The seven used to say, oh, that's talking about these people of another nation. They've been told that they're Christians and Israelites and small hats, right? O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, let's say, shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, because Israel is scattered through the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies and things wherein there is no profit. In other words, what they taught, that Christianity stuff and all that stuff that they taught you, was no profit to you. Because you're not Christians, you're Israelites. And when I went to the church, they used to say, you guys are Gentiles. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods. Right. They shall, Deuteronomy 28, wood and stone. I'll go to that in a minute so I can read it verbatim. So this right here, this verse is talking about Israelites. And we don't know if this man is an Israelite or not. So let's come on back. Come on back. Gotta close these tabs.
Right now. I mean, as just as a human being, right? I mean.
See, the man's nervous, man. I believe he's speaking from the heart, bro. What are you going to do when you find out in the kingdom this man's an actual Israelite? You guys got to get more spiritual. This is not a good look. Satan jumping on everybody. Inside joke. If the man says he's Italian and his flavor is that of a Jake, this man's Joe. Wait a minute. I grew up with an Italian dude. That dude was nothing but a nigger. And that's long before I came into the truth. And I used to say, you a nigga, man. I just said that. They were fucking white boy. You can dance. He talk shit. Act like a nigga. I said, you ain't nothing but a black man. Nah, I ain't black. My father's Sicilian. I said, you were black. Just before I came to the truth, I knew this guy was a nigga. There's certain white boys I was cool with that I said, you know what? When I come to the truth, I said, that dude was a Jake.
From what you're saying, I'm walking through life. I mean, without a net. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying.
Listen,
and this first, and
when I talk to you,
I hope you're not offensive, right? Because I kind of talk as a free man.
Not at all.
Thank you, perfectly.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Not even a little bit, Captain. No, you can say to me, bro.
Got you. So white men like you.
How do you know he's a fucking white man? That's a topic right there. Hey, I'm gonna say this again. Like what's his name? What Taliban said. He said Satan jumping on everybody.
Because you want to go
Because
right to
you want to go right to human being.
We're not human beings.
We're not human beings. If we was human beings, you and your ancestors would have actually had that understanding.
You don't know the
and
man's
treated us.
ancestors, man. There's a mixture, bro. Did you see the movie? What's the movie? True Romance. The part with what's his name? Hurley, something Hurley. What's his fucking first name? His father. The gangsters came to his father, and the father knew they were gonna kill him. And he told him, he said, "You guys are niggas." He said, "You Italians ain't nothing but niggas." He went into the whole history of the Moors. Please watch that movie if you haven't. You watch the whole movie's good. You don't got to judge. You know, there's nothing boring about that movie. If you haven't, that's a fucking classic, man. A classic. The movie's fucking outstanding. But in the movie, what's his name? Dennis Hopper. He plays what's his name? What's his fucking name? Clarence Hurley. Clarence Hurley sounds like a nigga name to me. The whole movie is that you stuck to your seat when you watched it. If you haven't watched that movie, True Romance, directed by Quentin Tarantino, if you get the DVD, he even talks about it, that among his relative, I think his mother or sister married a Jake, and Jake was saying, "Yeah, we the Moors, that's true. That's true what he said. Yeah, the Moors did that." I had this another woman that was she a Sicilian? I believe she was Sicilian. And I told her, you black. You tell me. She said, "Tell me something I don't know." I said, "Of course, the Moors took most of the time. You'd be surprised, but watch the movie. If you haven't watched, hey, give me a 1 in the chat if you watched the movie. Give me a 2 in the chat if you didn't watch the movie, and give me a 3 in the chat if you're gonna watch the movie, because you like movies. That's a good movie, damn good movie, excellent movie. Scale of 1 to 10, I give that bad boy a 10.
Better. You also said you don't have a net. You do have a net. It's called America. It's called Italy. It's called that's your net. Your net, like y'all are about to celebrate Thanksgiving when your ancestors slaughtered another race of people to establish a country for you in the name of your Christianity. You have your life. You have your life. You have your wealth. You have. I remember, Chris. You know how good it is for you guys to be white, that y'all would never replace.
The man never said he was white. You never saw a picture of him. You never been around him. You never felt his spirit. His vibe, what frequency he's on. Jake works on a certain frequency.
Your life with
a black man's life.
So when you say you don't have a net,
that's just a lie. What it sounds like is you want to secure a net in the kingdom to come too. That's what it sounds like.
Because maybe he feels he got the spirit. Maybe he believes in the Most High. See, if I was in this car seat here and I was talking to this guy, I would go deeper. I said, "Well, what part of Italy are you from?" He might say Naples. He might say Sicily. He might say Sardinia. He might say Calabrese. He might say any of them places, which is the southern part, the boot. And I would say, well, it's possible. What I would do, you can check out your genealogy, and it depends on your spirit. Who you are. You may be an Israelite and you may not be an Israelite, but Israelites are scattered throughout the whole planet Earth, and go into the history of the Israelites conquering the Edomite nations. See, when we got into power, we were taking the women. That's part of the power. That's why you got a law, Deuteronomy. Was it 21? Was that 21 and 10? So a guy said, "I'm Italian." You just, are you a white man? You a Edomite? Don't mean you're Edomite, bro.
Yes, of course. I mean,
What I would do, let me tell you something. If I was white,
all right, I'll wait.
I'll land right here. If I was white, I'd be living as good as I can as a white man. Just like as a black man, I'm trying to live as good as I can as a black man under the Israelites' rules. So if I were you, I would stop reading the Bible because it ain't for you. I would get into that Constitution and start reliving manifest destiny. You have the floor.
Bad look. Okay. Bad look. You know, the man, you don't know if the spirit's working with him to try to come in. He just came to the wrong. Hey, let's make a deal. He pulled back the wrong curtain. There's a curtain number GMS, curtain number 1, curtain number 2, curtain number 3. Okay, curtain number 1, you got GMS. Curtain number 2, you got ISUBK. Curtain number 3, you got the IUIC. So which curtain do you want to pull? You pull curtain number 2. Here goes Cesarek telling you a damn cracker, you're going into captivity. GMS, however, would say, well, you know, you got Israelites scattered all over the place, and the Moors took you over, and the Israelites too. When we came into power, we were getting their women, just like we're doing it right now. All these Edomite women, they and the Jake men. But a lot of them don't say it. A lot of them openly say it. Some do it behind closed doors. They see the power in the black man. Like Mike Tyson said, you scared, white boy, you scared. Scared of the black man.
Cap, all right, I'm gonna let you land.
That's why I said, I'm gonna give you the time. I'm gonna give it to you.
I appreciate it.
So from now on, if you got to go to Jeremiah 16 and 19, that's talking about Israelites. How do you know? Because it mentions the word Gentiles, and then you got to read it in the context. It's definitely talking about Israelites. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Meaning, when we were born, we were taught to go to the church, and the so-called Jews are the real people, and we're the Gentiles. A lot of these niggas, it's despite how conscious you niggas are, a lot of you niggas gonna celebrate turkey. Fuck a turkey day, man. I eat chicken on that day.
Pause.
So basically, what I'm hearing, and maybe I'm not taking it in, is that for me in this life right now, I can live godless. I can roll around. I can do what I need to do.
He's looking for a way in because maybe he's an Israelite. I believe he is an Israelite. I got to look at him. I got to see how how his spirit is, what kind of swag he has, maybe how he dances. Maybe I'll put on some music, some dance. Oh, you a Jake? Oh, you a Edomite? But you got Jakes that can't dance either. Like Bosco Boss says, he always mentioned, what's the brother, goddamn, the Commodore's the main singer, Lionel Richie. He a Jake. He sing his ass off, but he can't dance. Richard Pryor can't dance. He can't dance either. A lot of niggas that can't dance.
Doesn't matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when it's all done, I'm done. Nothing happens. My soul does not go. I'm not going to be next to you. I'm not going to be in heaven, right? So don't you think that you're pushing a narrative for me to go out and just do what I need to do whatever I need to do? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See, the way I look at things is that Christ died for our sins, right? And if I believe
and
what you believe,
I would say yes. If you're in Israel, he died for Israel's sins. If you're an Edomite, if you're of another nation, you're going to be you're going to be vassals. We like to use that word now, vassals. All right, that's a nicer word. And it's vassals and serfs, and we're going to be overlords. No big deal.
Okay. I can walk around godless, and let's be real, Cap.
Now, if he's trying to do right sincerely, being sincere, trying to get right with the Most High, another reason why we say he got to be an Israelite. Romans chapter 2. It's in their spirit that they know. Jake knows not to do certain things by nature, which is contained in the law. The scriptures say being a law unto themselves. That's in Romans chapter 2. You can read the whole chapter. but really you can go to 14th verse and read verses down. You know, before you came to the truth, you know it was wrong to deal with your friend, your best friend's woman behind his back. You know that in the spirit. I had that to me. One example where I was a friend of a dude, and his woman was digging on me. This is back when I was in my 20s, and she gave me that look. And you know what? When she gave me that look, I never went back to the house. Anytime she said, "You don't come to the house no more," I said, I always have an excuse. I said, I'm not coming nowhere near your woman. And that was before I came in the truth. The Spirit is written, the law is written in our hearts.
No man walking around God is ever going to be something that can contribute to society and contribute to this world. You know what I mean? Is that at least a fair statement to say?
Let me free your mind. Let me free your mind. You want me to free your mind?
That's what I'm talking to, Cap. I like you a lot, Cap. I really do. Whether you care or you don't. I enjoy hearing you.
Got you. Let me free your mind. You already living godless. You was never living godly. You're a Christian. Christians don't live godly. Listen, man, give this white man a hand. Hey, man, y'all put some fives in the
white man. You know, let me do something. Let me do an experiment type thing right here. Let me see. Let me do this. Let me go to the chat. Matter of fact. Okay, let me do this. Let me go over here. And come over here. Give me a second. Let it come on up. The influence of the Moors in southern Italy. The Moors influenced southern Italy through their invasions and rule, leaving a legacy in agriculture, architecture, and language. Let me see. Did they rape the woman? Let's see what comes up. The Moors, Arabs' conquest of southern Italy and Sicily were a series of medieval military campaigns spanning the 9th to the 11th century. We're talking 200 years, while historical records document violence inherent in any conquest, including taking of slaves. There is no historical evidence of policy of systematic mass rape or local women by the Moors, Arabs, as a deliberate tool of war or so. Okay, did you see they're bitch made. Google is bitch made, man. So they took them and put them in slavery. They didn't see a fine woman and want to deal with it. The white man did that to our woman. Let me do this. Let me ask it this way. Did the Moors mix their seed amongst the southern Italian women? Yes, historical accounts of genetic studies confirm that there was a degree of intermarriage and genetic mixing between the Moors, primarily North African Berbers and Arabs, and the local southern Italian population, particularly in Sicily during the medieval period. So you know, hey, in the movie True Romance, Dennis Hopper's made a statement. He said, you know, they did so much fucking that they changed the whole country. Or however he said it. He said, so you are part, what did he say? You are part of, what did he say? Melanon, meaning eggplant. Melanon means dark melon. And then he said, and you're a cantaloupe. And they laughed and they killed the guy. And then one Italian guy said to the other, he didn't speak English. He said, what did he say? He said he told the boss that he was a nigger and he shot him. Oh, okay. You got to watch that movie. You got to watch that movie. So I just showed you right here that they did mingle their seed among the Italian women. They were pretty, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Scandinavian-looking women with the nice bodies, and they left their seed there, and they call that monsters. When you leave, when lords come down and take over people and they leave their seed there, the children are called monsters. You got to look that term up. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. The term monsters in medieval times. No, this is not what the fuck I want. This is not what I want. It's certain you got to look for it, but let me see. They help define what a human and civilized, providing any contracts to the monstrous Latin. Monstrous served as a way to reinforce social order by showing the consequences of deviating from the norm. Yeah, monsters was an old term that when the lords from another kingdom took over the peasant people, they did a lot of raping, so they knew that they left their seed there. That goes into that movie with Mel Gibson, Braveheart. He said, if we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. Prima nocte. And that's what they did. They lay with the women. Let me look that up. Prima nocte, meaning prima nocte is the Latin phrase jus prima noctis, a supposed feudal right that would allow medieval lords, which we were the medieval lords, to have sexual relations with female subjects, particularly on their wedding night. In other words, you get the first piece. Okay, I get the first piece of meat, then the husband, you can get it. You get second dibs. And they feature that in the movie. I just mentioned the movie Braveheart. He said, if we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. Prima nocte. So you niggas, you go to the movies and you see a period piece and you don't even know what the fuck is going on. These period pieces are actual people that were back there doing that shit, man. But you niggas don't study. And it means the first night, meaning the phrase translates to first night and refers to the alleged right of a feudal lord. That's after you took them over. They were paying tribute to him, and you got first dibs of the woman that the guy wanted to marry. To have sexual relationships with a female vassal. I've been saying vassals for the last couple of days. Vassal's wife on her wedding night, meaning you get the first piece of pussy because you the lord. Okay, now you can have her. A lot of y'all niggas don't even know that, man. I'm gonna throw it on one of you niggas. I'm gonna say, what does just prima noctes mean, or nocte? What does that mean? Or what does prima nocte mean? You don't know because you don't study. So that's bad, bad scholarship. This man could very well be this man could very well be an Israelite. So my advice to him, as I said, I would check my genealogy. I'll do maybe a DNA search. I would do everything that I can to see if my line goes back to Edom, or your line could go back to Ishmael. You know, the Ishmaelites was a part of that too. They were lords. The Ishmaelites were taking people, subjecting other nations, and they were popping their women too. Got to do better than that, man. I'm Italian. Okay, that means you're a white man. That's not a good look at all.
Chat for this white man.
This white man said amen to the question. And I appreciate your honesty, because Christians don't keep the commandments. Christians break them. Christians teach idolatry. They do all of that. So you're already living.
Look, we were all Christians before we came into Israel. That's all we had. Just like this man, that's all he had. His parents raised him up in a Christian household. He thought he was following the truth, and he listening because he kind of sees. He said, man, these Israelites, these guys got the truth. Let me see if I can get in. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, shalom, on to the next.